Hey everybody, it's Kimberly Bean with the Southern Maryland Real Estate Network and RE/MAX 1.
And I'm Billy Saunders with Movement Mortgage.
And I'm super excited to be with Billy today because we want to talk to you about Maryland's SmartBuy program.
Yep.
And this is something that was introduced, was it a couple of years ago?
It's been around for about 2 or 3 years.
And I loved it then, but it just got better. So we're going to tell you a little bit about it. So give us a little intro about what the SmartBuy program is. Who is this for?
Okay, it's brought to us by the Maryland Mortgage Program, which is what a lot of people refer to as CDA. It's a community development program that is designed in this particular case to help potential homeowners, recent college graduates that may have an exuberant amount of student loan debt that has always been their barrier and prevented them from becoming homeowners. The loan program has been around for quite a while, but the difference between the way it's been and the direction we're moving with it is that in the past, it's only been open to specific properties in the state of Maryland, and the website that they use to list those properties typically only had anywhere from 12 to 20 different properties, and they were scattered throughout the state of Maryland.
So, just to kind of give a real quick summary of it. So, if someone had some student loan debt, this program now gives them the ability to borrow money to pay off that student loan debt to be able to help them to get into a house. Is that right?
Okay. Yeah, you're kind of right.
Okay.
Here's the way it works. What's changed about the program, again, we had 12 to 20 properties throughout the state of Maryland. Now what's taking place is the state of Maryland is opening this up to every home in the state of Maryland.
And that's this summer, correct?
That's coming this summer of 2018, correct.
Okay. So, I guess what I'm trying to get at with Billy is that what you had said earlier was somebody who has student loan debt and they think that they can't purchase a home.
Right.
So this program now will allow them to do that. So explain a little bit about how it actually works for somebody.
As an incentive to help those particular home buyers that want to purchase a home but can't purchase homes because of their student debt, the state of Maryland is offering a 15% grant based on the sales price of the property that they're interested in buying, provided they qualify.
Okay.
And it's going to give them a grant to pay off 15% of their student debt. So to give you an
Not
example,
15% of their student debt.
it has to pay off all
the
of it,
student debt.
but the debt that's going to be received is going to be 15%.
Okay.
So for example, a $200,000 house, we're looking at 15%, that's $30,000. So if you're a home buyer and you want to buy a $200,000 house, you're going to be able to buy the house and get a grant from the state of Maryland for 15%. That's going to give you a $30,000 grant, and as long as this amount covers your entire student debt, it will pay it off in full.
Okay, so the minimum amount of student loan debt is $1,000, right? And let's just say somebody's student loan debt happened to be $32,000. They would have to make up the difference.
They would have to pay the difference.
Okay,
correct. You
but
can't
they're
leave
giving
anything.
you 15% of whatever the sales price is to be able to pay off the student loan debt.
That's correct.
So tell me about this grant and how is it attached to the actual mortgage?
It's
How
going
does that work?
to be attached as a second trust mortgage.
Okay.
So in other words, at the time that they purchase, there's going to be the actual first lien, which is going to be the actual loan in which the house is leaned against.
Okay.
And then in the second trust is going to be that $30,000 or the 15% difference,
Okay.
and that's going to be held in a second lien, and that number is going to be held for a 5-year period. So
Okay.
the borrower, the homeowner, has to live in the house for 5 years.
Okay.
They cannot sell the house, and they cannot refinance the house without having to pay back some sort of penalty that's
Okay.
prorated over the 5 years.
So once they've gotten through 5 years, that is forgiven?
It's forgiven completely.
Okay, because it's paid off.
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Tell us a little bit about who can qualify for this.
Qualifying is you have to be a first-time home buyer in the state of Maryland. So we got first-time home buyer, you have to have a 680 FICO score, and you have to have the ability to put 5% down. Now, in addition to that 5% down, the one thing I want to make sure that I stress to everybody is there's an additional level of down payment assistance that's also provided through the Maryland Mortgage Program.
So this is one of those, but wait, there's more?
There's more. There's a lot of great opportunity with this.
Okay.
So in using that example
Use
that we
that
just talked about.
$200,000 example.
Right, so if you've got a $200,000 sales price and you're required to put 5% down, that's going to be $10,000. Through the state of Maryland, you can have an additional down payment assistance, a third trust lien of $5,000. So in this case, the borrower, the person who's buying the house, could technically get into the property with $5,000 out of pocket, and in this case, pay off $30,000 in student debt.
It's
really an amazing product.
That is amazing. So come to the table with $5,000, you get your student loan debt paid off. So you said that this down payment assistance would be a third are there any stipulations for that one? Is it the same 5 years?
It's the
they
same
have to have
5-year
it?
period,
Okay.
and as long as they meet the same qualifying guidelines to qualify for the program itself, they should be able to qualify for the down payment
Okay, so
assistance as well.
680 credit score, first time home buyer, student loan of a minimum of $1,000.
Correct. And they can't have a debt ratio that's going to exceed 45%, but that's where I come in as a loan officer.
Okay.
I'll be able to provide guidance and
Okay.
make sure that we're fitting the buyers into a program that they're going to qualify
That
for.
sounds like an amazing program.
It really is.
I'm most excited. Again, this program existed before, but now, at one time, it was only limited to a certain number of properties in the state of Maryland, and Billy's telling us now that come this summer, it's gonna be available for any
Yeah.
property that's open.
They haven't given us an exact date yet.
Okay.
June 1st has been a date that's been kicked around, but because it's
Okay.
not official, we're just going to go by summer of 2018.
Awesome. So Billy, if anybody has any questions for you specifically about this program, what's the best number to reach you at?
The best number to reach me at is 301-440-9102.
Awesome. Great. Thanks, Billy Saunders with Movement Mortgage and the Maryland SmartBuy program.
That's right. Knowledge is power, people.
Have a great day.